Hey everyone, today in this tutorial we're going to build a portfolio website on Next.js. Here's an example that I can show. This is something that I have deployed for myself, and it would look something similar to this. You can have your own projects added, your skills added, and your experience and all. Uh, Before jumping into how to create this application, I'll just talk a little bit about what Next.js is and what are the different frameworks that you could use to build your own portfolio website. Before learning any front end, I tend to create my own portfolio website and multiple portfolio website just to learn the framework, and you can build any project if you like on Next.js. I'll try to cover a lot of things about Next.js in this tutorial. We're gonna we're gonna build the portfolio website and also host it. So it would be like .vercel.app, something like that, and this would be your own custom name. So let's get started. Let's go to the next .js website. It's a React framework basically. So, for example, you just don't want to learn a lot of stuff in front end, you just want to build a portfolio website, I would recommend go here at B. So this is somewhat an easier framework to build static websites on React.js. If you want to build something which has server-side rendering and it's a full framework, it's a full-fledged framework, then you could learn Next.js. These are the major big companies that are using Next.js, Uber and Netflix, and actually it's a pretty easy and good framework. Other than that, you have Angular.js. I think so. It's Angular.io. Yeah, AngularJS.org, and then you have Vue.js. There are a lot of videos that you can check on YouTube, a comparison between all these frameworks. It's based on you. It's based on your project. Whichever framework chooses, you just go with that. I feel Vue.js is comparatively very easy to learn. So if you are building an application with just one single page, Vue.js is something that you should choose. Uh, Especially like portfolio websites, it's comparatively very easy. If you say Vue.js, AngularJS, something when you are building a very big application, for example, maybe Facebook or your own e-commerce website, then AngularJS is the best framework available in the market. It has everything from routes to making AJAX calls, asynchronous calls, and a lot of things. AngularJS is being actively developed by Google developers, and it's pretty. It has a pretty huge community. For Vue.js, it's a new framework. It's built by a group of people. It's open sourced. It's not backed by any big company. So the community is kind of small and it's majorly being used in China, not being used a lot in US, Europe, or India. AngularJS is something that is highly used in India, and the last that we are going to work on is React.js. React.js is developed by uh, Facebook, and it's being widely used in US and Europe. Comparatively less used in India, but I would say the most used front-end framework is React. Other than that, there are many other more front web applications, web frameworks such as uh, WordPress. It's highly being used, and it has been in industry for a very long time. And there are more, but we're going to concentrate on Next.js. For learning, I would say they have a good documentation here, and if you want to jump in, it's good. I'll try to cover everything that they have given in this tutorial, and we're going to build a good portfolio website. For the example, I'm taking Elliot Alderson. We are building a portfolio website for Elliot Alderson. He's an hacker and basically he's very busy hacking people, so we're gonna do the job for him. Um, Also, before moving into Next.js, you will have to learn JS. If you don't know how to work on JavaScript, that's a prerequisite. As well as you have to learn React. It's again a prerequisite. But even if you don't learn React, it won't like this tutorial won't be very hard to understand. But yeah, if you seriously want to work on Next.js, build applications on it, build big applications on it, yes, React and JS are something that are the prerequisite that you need to learn. So just we don't waste any time, let's get started here. I'll open up my PowerShell, and first of all, you will have to download node.js. So this is something that you'll need, and it's pretty easy to download. You can, if you are a Mac user, it will show you download Node LTS, and it will download automatically based on your OS. It's either it's Linux, Mac, or Windows. So this is something that you need, and it will also need an npm. So if you have Choco, just install Choco, install npm. I already have that, so I'm not going to install. Uh, Now let's move ahead. I'll create a temporary folder in my desktop. I think I already have that. Yes, I do have that. So I'm just gonna make a directory named as Elliot Alderson. Okay, there you go. Now we have an empty directory. Here we're gonna create the uh, portfolio website. So to create the Next.js application, you have to write the command npx create next app, and the application name here I'll write Elliot. Elliot is enough. So this will create the application. It will take some time. My internet is not that fast here. So here's the thing that we are gonna make. Here we'll print his name, a little bit, kind of a small information about him, a very less description like what he does, his profile photograph, a little bit more about himself, his skills, his projects, a little bit about his experiences and achievements, and a contact me page with various links to his profiles like LinkedIn, Stack Overflow, GitHub, and yes, finally the copyright text. Let's see if it's, yeah. So now that it's filled, directory npm run dev. There you go. If I go to localhost 3 project, and there's that, your application. So you can anyway go to here, learn about Next.js if you want. We'll do that later. Um, Before that, I'll just explain how the project directory structure works. These are some Next related files. They are in a hidden directory. You don't have to worry about it. All the Node modules, all the libraries that Node will use will be stored here. Here is what uh, holds all the pages that you see. Index.js is something where which actually redirects to HTTPS, your domain name, and then your port number if there's any, and this. So the index.js is something which gets directed to this. And if you just want a page, for example, you want something like this, HTTPS, your domain name, again, and you want something like hello. So you have to just create a new file here, name it hello.js. I'll just copy the contents from here to here and change this name as hello. There you go. I refresh the page, go to hello. There you go. This is what you. So it's kind of very easy. For example, I also need something where I go to hello, then again to hello. So here I'll create another directory and name this as hello, and I'll just copy this file and paste it here. Yeah, there you go. So this should go here. So again I do this hello. Okay, yeah, so there's nothing called as this. Styles, I'll just add dot this and this should work. Yeah, now that works. I'm just going to delete all these files because I don't need them. Delete this as well. Okay, next.js. I also don't need all of these stuffs. Okay, I need the head, but I don't need them. So I'll just delete it. Let me check. Yes. So if I go here now, if I go here, it will show 404. If I go here, it will again show 404. And if I go here, okay, I just done a mistake. If I go here, it will show me nothing, just the create next tab. Beautiful. Now let's start building our application. Before building our application, Next.js uses something known as react.js. And if you have learned it, you already know that React have components, props, and states, and that's what makes React beautiful. Because of which you could reuse these components. You have to write it once. It's just something like uh, dry, something kind of dry, wherein you don't repeat yourself. You just use these components wherever you want, and it makes your code cleaner and easy to understand. So let's just create one folder. Also going to import something called as utils.styles, which will be a global CSS or styling file. We'll create a folder named styles in the main root folder, and in that we'll create utils.module.css. Then we'll also import link. So Next.js already has created this package or library uh, for basically creating links inside the web application. First of all, we'll create a constant as name, and we'll declare the name of the person for whom we are creating this portfolio website, that is Elliot Alderson. Right. Now we'll again create a constant name as designation. It will give a brief description about the person. So he's cybersecurity, security network, uh, the network, or cybersecurity, not hacker anything. Um, what else can we give? The white hat hacker, and CSE, that is cybersecurity engineer, at the rate all say. Okay, that's a nice description from him. Okay. Now we're gonna export a constant which will call from the outside the site, outside the component, and that will be the title. And let's give this Elliot Alderson. Okay, this is done. Now let's start with our component. Create a exported function with the default as its return type. Name it as layout, and we'll have parameters as children and home. I'll explain you what children and home builder do. For now, just write the codes. Mm, we create a div here. Okay, and div, and now let's start with the main designing part. How this class name works, I'll tell you. We are going to give styles that we have imported up dot its name is container, yes, and here we'll call it. Here also we'll create a class name for it. Now class name doesn't have small n but capital N. This is something React has. This is the React syntax. So uh, we are importing head. Okay, it doesn't mean the class name. Um, create link here. L is change the icon and it's href will be okay. So this was the error. If I add this link, it will fail. And it's happening because the link component needs a child and we are not giving any child, therefore it's failing. So anyway, it's not required. I will just remove this and okay, there you go. It works. Now that we are not giving any image, it's returning an alternate name. We have no CSS right now running for all these. So let's write some CSS here. So we have written for the container, and if you see, all our data is centered now. All right, let's write the CSS for this. One thing that we have given is the header, which is the name. So let's just give this. We'll give this player's flex. We'll flex direction as column, and let's align all the items in this in center. So this will basically create columns, and every data that comes will be aligned. So it will be like every elements are in a horizontal row. So let's check this. Yeah. So now Elliot Alderson comes at the center. Now the second thing is that we are doing here is providing an image. The image is in images profile.png. Every static file is stored in this public directory. So the icon that we were providing, this icon is stored here. And here, this is the icon that we are currently displaying. All the static files are stored in the public directory. So let's add our profile photograph. Let's copy this and add directly into, let's first create an image folder here. Images or its image. It's images and public images. So it reload this again. Now, why is it not coming up? Okay, would be okay. So this is a JPEG file, and in the code we are given a PNG. So let's clean this. Is it JPEG? Right, and boom. Our image is here, but it's not looking very good. Let's give another CSS to make it small and round. Uh, let's give a new class name header image, which will, okay, this will resize the element. So we put the width equivalent to 6 rem and height also to 6 rem. This will reduce the image size now. Wait a second. Image, header image, and I'm passing, okay, header home image. So, sorry, header home image, and let's pass this as this one. Let's increase it to 8 rem and height also to 8 rem. Let's see now if this works. Okay, it's not looking good. Let's change it to, okay, let this be 8 and this be uh the height was less, the width was more. Let's just follow this. Okay, let's see. Okay, I'll give a little much this. Okay, let's increase a little bit. Let's go to 12 and this goes to 10. Yes, now it's kind of looking good. Now we'll add dot matter. Are we passing it through here or so the description? Find description. Yeah, designation we are giving through utils.stack. Okay, so here we have our file. Let's create really matter. There we are giving all other functionalities of the CSS files. So that's one thing, and is really matter. Let me add first of all the color should be gray. Set the font size to, let's say, medium, and text align equal to center. Let's see. We don't need it here, so I'll just remove this and refresh this. Just again change what's wrong, and here it's create matter. Okay, the name is correct. Utils.module.css. Let's go back to the layout.js. Util styles is .styles. Utils.modules.css. Why is this failing? We matter something I've given definition. Okay. Let's see. We also have this and this. Okay, so color and edit, getting easy. Let's create all of them and we then keep our postage. Alright, and bring to on size and point. IRM line high balance 1.2 with weight 800. That will make it long. Clear selector spacing. Okay. 0.05 mm margin 1 mm 0. Note this. The second thing that we needed was we are passing Excel or to Excel here. To Excel, that's right. Now we need heading LG capital N and we'll give us the margin of 10 pixels. Text line center on size 1.5 mm line height is 1.4 margin on item. And let's give order circle with this order radius of let's say 999 pixel and tip color in array and this is the color of and let's see if we are doing anything else here. We have gray matter. Now let's see if our application loads to static. Okay, well, I'm missing something. Let's import as well. We fill styles from dot styles and utils dot module css and I'm about to add an s. That's good. Delete. Okay, so we have visual css there, and then comes to okay. So I'm getting an error here. The description is not getting great. Let's see the error, and here's the error. I didn't get the full class name. So if now I do this and refresh, okay, still the error is, oh, that's weird. So this is class name, styles of parameter, and post a description. Okay, it's not a actor. There you go. Boom. Okay, now it's working fine. So this completes our profile section. Let's move to another section, which is a little bit about, we'll give a description about Elliot. We'll just add a new, we'll add a new about me section, and the head will just add a section. And let's give class equal to, give a lot of stuff here. So we'll need utils for this, and let's see if we have the correct data. Okay, we don't have it yet, we'll create more here. So first we need the class name. Let's add multiple class names to this. Utils for styles dot util styles dot heading empty. Let's add another one. Give this util styles for adding. Let's give one index. Fill style new section. This gives the class name. Let's add the section, and let's add an h2 here. We'll give the class name and the new fields of the style. So let's give it maybe L3. Okay. Now, and here we'll give close the h3. It is a little bit about. Let's now create a new div where we'll write the information about Elliot. Here, let's give it a class name for a primary styles. Here, utils styles dot. Let's give it about. It's easy to distinguish. Let's pass a function about me. We don't have any function about me, but it will return the information about Elliot. So let's create a function here. Out me, and here we'll generate the component. Let component be a list. Let about where we add all the information about Elliot. So let's start with its first sentence, and and cyber security engineer, they and recommend the hacker at night. If about to add a comma, let's add another description. Years of experience and work from the let's say experience in cyber security, security, integration, testing, what else? Um, set ops. Here there is company currently working as head cybersecurity engineer at all. Good description. Now that we are giving a description, create a for loop for this will become for name less than about. I'm creating this so that it would be easy for you to actually add the data. Just change the array. That's it. Plus plus just component for proof. We'll create a paragraph here. In this paragraph, we'll just pass about and index. And let's return component. That creates this, but let's see. Now that we have this is not properly designed or styled, so we have this is build of module. Let's change this for the things that we need. Let's see what we have added here. We have added heading.md. This second we have padding.1 x pixel new section. Okay, taking the copy bit. Heading.lg about design. Let's design as this is. Let's start with about text. Let's align all the text. Enter. That's it. Heading.lg. Give margin to it. Top margin 10 pixels around. Align the text of it center. And let the font size to be 1.5 mm. Height that's 1.4. Margin is 1 mm. So if we so everything comes in the center right now, but still we have a lot of things to do. Let's Elliot gives this margin stock nearly 5 IM, so that would create a good difference between the sections. This sounds good. For padding, we will give a padding of 1 pixel. So padding top 1 pixel will work. And for heading, MD we give the font size 1.2 REN. Time height should be more than what is given there, so it should be 1.5. Now let's see. Well, this is not that good. Seems let's use this. Okay. Also not this. Okay. So we are using heading dot empty there. Okay. Or the whole section. But it seems this is small. Let's see more. Here we have given font size 1.5 and 4. Continue with the paragraph. Margin is for font size we can reduce it. Let's see if this one looks better. I think so. I will have to increase the side design. Layout.js will are the next bit. Is it to 40? Yeah. So now we have a good about section as well. Now let's jump to the skills section. For this, I'll create a new component app. We have to change this a little bit so that it will help us in calling Ajax queries. App dot get SQL blocks into let's even see that here the component. Let's see let's change blocks is equal to component initial box await component dot get initial box as yes if it's if page page box then if we are passing anything is props return what we need, that is page props. Otherwise, else you return an empty object. There we close this, export our my app. We have status.global. This will apply to the whole page. And what underscore app.js does is these are the common functionalities or the common styles that we have to give to our whole page. For example, if you want to add a navigation bar, and for example, we have a component named navbar, and we want this in all of our pages. So we can directly import it here, add this component here. That's it. Our application with our whole application will have the navigation bar rather than adding it to every single skill.js and styling was skills.module.css. Let's start with the writing skills.js component. So again, I need styling, so I import styling on the styling in one dot style. Okay, this skill dot module. Where am I? Oh, I'm importing in the wrong place. Putting import here, import styles on dot skills module dot css. Save this file. Then I'll save. And let's create an export default function in skills will have a parameter. Now here comes the real work. We are going to use static loading or the static prop function where we'll pass the images as props. So this will help to make the code cleaner as well as we're using a better way to return static files. I'll explain why we are doing this. First we create a div, let's give the class name and style it as container and give a function generate component, give all skill images, it it's just divide that this. Okay, that's all done. Slash div. Now we don't have this function, so let's just create this function. Generate component, have some parameters. Parameters are the list. It is total skills. Capital camel face. On the clip, create a list of images and text and initialize it to 0. Create a return. So there's a function here. We're going to create a new function, new all our data should all the function data should be folder for live. Let's create a new directory named live or live. Okay, so there's live already here. It's not. Yeah. In live, let's create a JS script load images dot yes, yes, I just correct. let's write the function here. Let's import fs from fs. Let's import path. Fs is the file file reading library in JavaScript, and path is the one which returns the path. Let's create a directory for storing all our images, all our skills. First, it will be public. This is not the yeah. So first we'll create the parent directory. Actually, parent directory, this is where all our static data is stored, which is public. As I said previously, then we will add a new directory inside that, which will be the skills directory, child of the public directory. There we'll add, let's name it images. There's already an images directory. We'll add one more directory named skills. Now let's create a path object. Yeah, all this, make this relative, as this is a relative directory. Relative directory is path of join process.cwd, which will return the current directory. Then the pass parent directory and skill directory link. So what this is doing is, for example, you are a Mac OS, or for example, I am here at C. So I go to users, username, whatever it is, then desktop, and spam, and Elliot Alderson, and then it's Elliot, then it's public images skills. So the skills directory contains this part. Now that we have got the path, let's move on and create a function that will return all the images that we need. So let's name this as get skill data with, and let's create a function immediately all the fs library, and then the read string directory, and we pass the directory name like this. Let's start directory. But now we'll create a map function. So all skill images, loads of data, image, name, or map them into a function. Let's name them file name, as it's returning the file name, a function. This function has two things. ID. ID will be nothing but the file name. We replace the file name with, like, we'll replace the file name. Okay, so just remove the SV file. So the file name is saved, and the dollar for the results it searches at the last. It gave like what we have to replace. We have to replace with nothing. Okay, ID and IF. Now let's get the path that we want, or the relative path or principal path. Skills or directory plus let's give this file name. String. This should be file name channel cases. And let's return the ID and the full path of. Now that we have done this, let me check. Okay, do I have this here? I have this. Yeah. Now we are going to return all skill data dot sort. We're gonna sort it on the basis of date. So we pass two things, a comma b, space here, on this start the function with a sort date b dot date. You may hear a noise right now because my noise cancellation has stopped working. Else return -1 here. So we have a function named get skill data, skills data. The point is like what are we doing now? Explain this. So for example, you want to add skills in your portfolio website. Everyone has skills on their portfolio website. It's the only thing that is important in this industry. If you have skills, then only you get hired for that position. And every day you increase your skills. For example, today you learn Python, maybe tomorrow you may learn JavaScript or Golang or whatever, and you want to add it. Now, rather than adding it as a code here and wasting your time a lot in that, just add some images directly. So for example, here I am in this in images. I'll create a new folder, name it as skills, and I'll add all my skills here. So like I have this on desktop, I have some skills for Elliot, so I thought that being a hacker he should know Bash, Docker, Git is something that every developer knows. JavaScript is also something, until and unless you don't know, you won't be hacking any web application. Linux is something that you should know as a hacker. Nginx is today's most widely used application server. So Python, where you write all the scripts to hack, and Raspberry Pi, remember you use it for some hacking purposes. Let's just copy all these CSV files, SVG files, and add it in my skills directory. Yeah. Now that we have the function, here. Let's save it. What it's doing is, first of all, it's reading this path. It will be based on where our application is running, but the relative path will be public images and skills. There, after that, it will read all the files. So this line will read all the files that are there in that directory, Then we create a map, and for every element in the map we create a function. It returns a ID. We are removing .svg extension from the file name. So for example, if the file name is, for example, linux.svg, our ID will be something like this, and the full path, we are just adding this images skills and the file name, which is this. So it would look something like images last readnuts.sv, and we are returning it as an object. We are sorting this object based on date and finally returning it as all skill data. Good. Now let's move to a function, skills.js. Here we're gonna call that function and get the data that we want. So before that we need to import the function from that file. Let me import it. Yeah. Okay, so we don't need to import it here, I forgot, because we are passing data directly here. First of all, let me create, we have total skills. Let's rename it to something else. Let's rename it again to all skills data or all skill images that we are passing. Yeah, that would be better. And let's create a constant which is total skills, and it will be equal to all skills images dot length. Yeah, set length. This will have the length of the array. We are creating an images array and we are creating an index. Now let's create a for loop to pass into this or traverse into this array that we are getting, array of images. Let's create a for loop with j is less than, first of all we'll need a while loop for checking that we are not getting outside of the array index. We don't get the array out of bound index array error. So we are checking that I is less than total skills. Then we'll again add if, create a sub component here. We'll name it as children, and this is a list. Now we'll run it till 3. You can change it, spike it to 4. I feel like 3 is good. So it will display 3 skills in one row. And here I'll check if again I is less than total skills. If it is, then we'll proceed. And we'll add children.push. We are pushing an element into this component, and the children component will add actually an image component here. First of all, we give it a key. Key is nothing but all skills images .i.id. Then we are giving it the source. Source is nothing but the full path. All skills, again we pass I, and full path. Okay, and let's give an alternate name. The images doesn't get loaded, and again I'll pass ID here. And let's give it a class name for the styling purpose. Let's create this as style, or as it will go. Yeah. Yes. Now that we have this, good. We'll add, now this is completed. It is completed, else we need to break, otherwise it is continuing to the loop. Now that we are out of the loop, are we? No. Okay, still we have to be inside the loop. We will push the component that we created, the child component in the parent component. I've created div here, close the div here, and I'll give the class name to something, a row. So this will constitute a row, and let's pass the children to it. Now there's the children component that we just created. Right. And in the end just return our parent component that is images. And that we have images being returned. That's it. We have a component ready. But how will skills get all skills? We are going to go to our main index, and here I will just copy this. The whole section I'll copy. And add a new section here. And this is about skills. I'll import the component from there, and the component name was skills from, let's give it a component on the was skills. Then we'll import the function that we were calling, that was get skills data, yes, from dot lib load images. Okay. Now we have to create a new function. This will be export function with async, so it will call it asynchronously whenever it feels, and we'll create a get static prop. This function will run during the build time of the application, and also this function should always reside in a page JS file. So it shouldn't be in a component JS file. It should always be under this pages and whichever page file you want, because it's regarding the page and not just for the component. This is just for the whole page. Let's call that function. Let's name it as images, and function was get skill data, yes, and I am gonna return a prop. So if you are new to React, props are nothing but data that we pass to a component or page. Here in Next.js it's a page, and then further we are sending it to a component. And those who have worked on React.js they know what props is. So now we are sending props as all skill images. Good, everything is good. Now here at home we have to pass a parameter and name it all skill images, and in about me we are going to use skills and pass all skill images, and pass what we are getting from there is all skill images. Let's see if our function is working or throwing some error. Yes, it is. Let's see. There's an error. Probably I don't need this. Just remove this. And I forgot to add the end. Now I get an error at export function. Default function, what is this thing? When an export may not appear at the top level. Let's see what error is saying in skills.js. Export, right? The above function, that's why it was turned the error. Again an error. image name. Image name is not defined. The error is that load images. Okay. Image name dot map. Okay. Forgot to add an s there. Equal to filing. Okay. Camel case. Small mistakes. Okay, now the image is not getting loaded. What could be the error? Let's go here. This skills. Let's console.log. Console.log. And just return all skills images. So if I do this, I'll do this. Okay, so we are returning the full path, but what we need is only this. What there you go. Now I have the image I want. It's not styled yet, so let's style it. The code is working. Now that we already created this, let's see what are the things that we have added. So there's one dot row. Let's put this here. Okay. Control C. What else do we have? We have dot logo. Let's have this. What else do we have? We have dot container. And else nothing else. So I know that dot container is just the same that what we have used there. So I'll just copy paste it. For logo, let's first of all add the width to the logo, and that is 4 rem, and let's create a height for the logo, and that too I'll create to 4 rem, and for row we want all of the things to be displayed in a row. So the display will be flex, and margin top will give it a little bit, maybe 2 rem. Let's see now how our application is looking. Okay. In container we will have to add more things. So what do we have? We have margin top. Let's increase it to say 2 rem. Yes. We have max width, which is 40. Let's change it to 36. Padding is good. Margin, create a margin is already there. Let's align the items into center. Again, our display will be flex, and flex direction will change it to column rather than row. So now we have column, we have flex, we have center, and we have a max width. Let's see. Now in logo, we'll have to add a margin and right, maybe 3 rem. Let's see this. Yeah, now kind of it looks good. If I try to make it small in mobile, yeah, it looks good. So our skills is now completed. For example, you want to add a new skill. Say, okay, I already have those, I'll just add a new one. I have some saved for myself. So I'll go here and for example, I'll learn Next.js. Okay, Elliot just learned, and it's I will Let's refresh it and boom, there we go. Next.js. Beautiful. Now that we have our skills ready, we'll move on to our next section, and that is my projects. So projects are very important for any portfolio website. If you have good projects, it will give a good value to your resume as well as your portfolio website. So let's create a new section and let's name this as projects. And here I'm not going to use skills, but I'm going to use some component named project or projects. And let's import it. I've not created it yet. Just going to import it. Checks from. This will be a very small component. It won't take us time, a lot of time to create it. So let's import projects. I'm not going to save it, will throw an error. Here I'm going to create a file. Checks.js and a new file checks.module.css. Now I'll just copy paste all the stuff that I have in skills.js to projects.js. Delete this function as you don't need it here, and change this file to projects.module. I don't need this console.log, I don't need any parameters, and the function name is projects. Okay, now we have this. I'll just keep the container as it is, and I'll upload it. What do we need in projects? Again, we need images. Again, I'll create a division div, and let's name it as styles.row. And inside that row, I'm going to add images. So for now, for the example purpose, I only have one skills to one project to mention. Okay, this is my folder, sorry. I always confuse myself with this. I will create first of all a new projects, and in there I'll go back to text of Elliot Alderson. I have this Next.js logo. For example, just imagine that Elliot Alderson has created that application, that framework. So it's his project in GitHub. So let me go to where? Again, back to desktop, then Elliot Alderson, public, images, and projects. Here I paste it. This is my project one, and it's the Next.js logo. Now go here back. I import an image using the image tag. Let's give this src. Source, it's images, starting with just projects. I just saved our image. Let's do project one. What is the file? Let's give a class name to it and let's change it to styles.logo. Anything else do we need to give it? Nothing. Let's say rather than giving projects, let's just give this skills. Let's see. run this. Let's see. Do we get an image? Yes, we do get it. Now what we can do is, this project is something just a logo. How do the person who is visiting the application know what actually this application is? So we'll add a link to this and a tag. I'll close it here so that I cover the whole image. I give it an href. Let's give it something. Let's see what can we give. It's Next.js, so I go to github.com. I search Next.js, yes, like this, and just copy this. I go here, then link to the image. Now I refresh it. Let's go back to our page, and if you see at the left bottom corner, you can see the link. If I go to the link, get the project. So it's kind of very easy to add projects. Let's add multiple projects here. Usually people don't have too many projects to showcase. It should be one or two. You just want to focus on something that is to be focused on, not something very easy project like creating a calculator or something like that. Again, if I just do this, I have two projects here. They are same, but just change the name and the URL and you have a new project. I'll just remove this as I don't need this. And well, this completes our project component as well. Now let's move to the another section, and that's one of the most important sections. It's the experiences and achievements. Again, I'm gonna use the same section thing. Here I'm gonna write experiences and achievements. Okay, let's see. If I do this, yeah. Now I'm not going to use this, but let's name something like X. Achieve. I don't know why. It's a nice name. Let's import that from components, and let's name it as we are naming it as achievement. Yes. Okay, that is going to throw an error because we don't have any components. Let's create a component. And let's create another file in XP. Let's create that later if we require it. So let's go here. I'll just copy it from skills again, and that's easy. I'll go back to my new component. Here I will see what I can go to. This generate component function is good. Probably we'll need that. Just write a return. None or null. And we don't need this console.log. And we need the division. Yeah. This is good. So what should be your experiences and achievements? Where did you work? Which company did you work? What were your roles? And what were your achievements? Usually there are not a lot of achievements, and there are not a lot of companies that you have worked. So again, I'm not going to create a function, then an array to add all that. Rather, I'll just directly add things into here. I'm removing this. Let's name the function to something else. Get experience. I'll tell you why I created this letter. I'll create a division, and here I'll give a class name, row, okay, class name is equal to styles dot row, and just close that division. Let's import an image. Now I have also created this, so just close this folder, not needed. Yeah, I go back to my desktop, I go here, and I have these three. This Defcon is one of his achievements. Hypothetically, all shape is where he is working, and let's say he works at default. These are some random companies I'm using, so I have to go back, so this is irritating. There was that 10, Elliot Alderson, Elliot, pages, not pages, public, images, and I'll create a new folder. Let's name it XP, or let's name it experience. Better. Let's paste all the images here, and all of them are PNG, so that I don't get confused. Now import the image. Let me give him a class name, styles dot, probably this would be logo, and src, again this will be images. I should start with slash experiences and the image name, so all safe for example, and in, and let's give it an alternative name. Well, that's all safe. Nice. What else we need? Let's see, first of all, is this image getting loaded? Okay, what's the error? Okay, I didn't close it. Now let's see. Okay, here I'll just for timing use this skills. Let's see. Yeah, it is working, but this is very bad. I'll create a new module actually for this, and let's name this as XT. Achievement. Let's add a file. Great. Now from my skills, I'll just copy, paste it. Okay, I named it as JSS, my bad. Rename it to something as CSS. Where am I getting nowadays? Let's do first of all the container. Container, I'll REN, that's good. Margin is good. Align items center. Margin top is good. Display flex and this we have our container. Perfect. Row is also perfect. Let's create the logo better. So let's increase it to 10 RE and height to let's say 10 RE and mark left. Do we need that? Yeah, actually we do. Let's see now how it is looking. Let's change the height to this, let's say 7.
looks good. Now let's create a secondary container which will be residing inside the container. And let's give it a max width of 10 identity. Okay, there's a gap. Padding will give it 0, 1 onion, same as what we have there. Margin with 1 onion, auto 2 onion, and margin top 2 onion. We already have row. Let's create a header and display is flex direction. It's a column and alignment item. Now add one more paragraph. Text align center. Display flex and margin top. Let's give it 1 onion. I'll explain what I'm doing. Now let's get back to our side. And here we are going to pass 2 dates joining and ending. So this will return actually what was your experience in the company that you were working. Now after that we have created the image. Let's add another div, close that div, and let's give a class name to it because it's inside the container. Let's name it as secondary container. First, let's give an HT tag which will return the experience you had in that company, actually the years of experience. We'll call the function get experience and we'll pass 2 dates, new date, and for example, let us say he was working hypothetically from 2014, from January, and from 10th January, and he ended his term, or I would say he left, I'll say that 2017, for example, maybe third month, and let's say 23rd of March. Again, let's give a little bit briefing about what he has done there. Secured a major company servers, let's say on-prem servers from various using rootkit and DDoS. Edit the security top servers. Let's say what was his role. Was head of CSE and all. The company was based in New York. I don't know the state. Maybe we can give it to US. Let's see now how this works. This doesn't look good, and this is written nothing because we have written null. Let's just add something good here. Let's say if, for example, you are still working in the company, you won't give an ending date. Just let's say if ending is equal to null, we will do ending equal to new date. Now we'll pass nothing. So initiates with the today's date. Let's create a variable which will be the difference between these two dates. Let's load them and pass the ending dot time function minus well join or get time function let total days. So the number of days will be equal to, in a year will be 1000 into, it's milliseconds, so 60 into 60 into 24. So this is 1 day. So now 1 day has this many milliseconds. Now let's create a month. We get the number of months here. Math. Floor. I'm returning floor. You can return in seal as well. So now let's make it divided by total days. Divided by 31. Either you can divide by 30. Let years equal to max dot load and year give us 1 by 12. If year is greater than equal to 1, let's find the number of months. So months is equal to 1 minus years into 10. And let's return a string which is del years. So my experience here was this many years plus month, which is it's not max, it's max. Yeah, now we have this, but still, why is it going too slow? Let's see. Your container, I think so we have to increase this. Doesn't work. Okay, let's get it again. 36 million. What am I missing? Okay, it's not this. Why is it not working? Secondary container has this. Okay, that works. That works, but why do we have this space here? Let's see, margin drop, let's do that. Required. Why? Okay, that makes ready. Right. Other of the logo margin top, let's say 3 yeah, now it looks good. Now that our post is done, let's give it a second. Let's say you worked at epoch. Just add epoch. Let me check the name. Oh, is this, and alternate name. Let's change it to epoch. We left, for example, at 23rd, 2017. So let's give it a date. Maybe it's 4th month, and maybe after a month we joined it, and it's still working in epoch. Okay, let's see. Handle or penetration testing any on-prem / cloud applications in epoch. Let's see what else. And bar. Okay, penetration tested. Add the rate. Deleted the project. Let's say this project is test. Name it something good. Cube root. I don't know why. which is called security application to Kubernetes or security application, and say was is VP infosec, and ecorp, let's say ecorp is headed in SAM SF CA QS, and let's see how my what's ending dot get time. So if I pass ending, it will settle. Okay, I had to pass null. This is not Python. I forgot. Let's see. There you go. Let's add an achievement. Similarly, we'll add an achievement. Maybe this time he gave what's the name at font. Font again, font, and here I'll pass a text. June 2019. Seminar how to write efficient tips and handles using routines Golang. Nowadays, actually, are moving to Golang, and let's say again give a seminar on open source and malicious codes in open source projects. And let's see the location of on San Francisco, US. Let's see. Beautiful. Now we have the experiences. Last part was the contact us page. Let's go back to the index and add a section. This section will be contact me. Yeah. And I will just create the contact. Component and import contact from what do we say component contact.js. Now again this will fail. Let's add one contact.js. The CSS file that we need content.module.css. Well, now let's import first of all styles from dot what is it? Tag model use CSS module. Okay, now create a component function, the all function, name it as contact, passing nothing, returning a bit. Here, and let's close it. First of all, we'll add a form, just a dummy form. I'm not going to extend this video with adding how to make an SMTP server or use any existing SMTP APIs. I just don't like the idea of SMTP server because I will be giving passwords and I don't like to push passwords in GitHub. It makes it more vulnerable. Let's give this a class name and in this case style from feedback. Because we are asking and feedback. Let's say placeholder will be the person's name who is asking or giving the feedback. Let's close this. I'll just create another import. Okay. Created another import, class name, styles, got feedback input, placeholder, and here I'll ask this email. And let's ask something more, let's say text, again feedback input, and here we'll give him some name, like give me some comment. And rather than input, I'll give the text area. Now text area should have this text area, and at last I will need an input button. Submit. Give a class name again, and this time it should be something else. Style.submit. Value, let's say ping me, just one. We are closing the form, but we are not closing the input tag. Let's close that. Yes, now I think so here there will be no errors, and yeah, there's a contact. There's no CSS added, so we'll do that. But before that, let's add the div, and this will have all the logos of your different profiles, for example GitHub or LinkedIn or whatever. Let's give it a row. I want everything in row. Close this div, and let's first of all give a a tag. A tag will have a URL which are here. For example, our first is LinkedIn, so go just say https linkedin.com. Just add your profile in it. I don't know what Elliot Alderson's profile is, so I'll leave that. Let's close image, add first, and in Sarsi. Now again, here I have created this contact. This have all the contact. So let's go back to 10. Elliot Alderson, edit. To my public images, and I'll add a new folder tags and just add it. So I have a git GitHub, Gmail, LinkedIn, Stack Overflow. Let's add one of them. So our first one is LinkedIn. Again, we use images. Then it's going to contacts, and then it's in.svg. Let's give it a class name, something like styles dot logo. Close it. Now that is done. Let's add more. Let's add Gmail, GitHub. Okay, I'll copy the blank. So first one is, say, how do I add a comment? Okay, let me add the comment. Let's say link in. Okay, now just let's clean it, and let's say add it this mail to random mail ID for the gmail.com. This exists on and let's give it email, and let's go here and this, change it to GitHub. Let's go change it to GitHub, and I'll give the logo of GitHub. Finally, I'll add it for Stack Overflow. You can add any of your choice. Let's give this Stack Overflow. Here also Stack Overflow. Oh, it's a first Stack Overflow. I didn't check it. So the image is very good. So now what we need is context modules. Let's first see. We have a dot feedback input. There are three dot feedback input. Then we have dot submit. Let's give control C, control V, and dot logo and dot row. So here comes logo, dot row, and there's one more. Class name, styles dot container. This I'll just copy paste the container from what it's there. Add it there. One dot row. I'll display let's margin top URL. Logo again with this. I'll decrease the width of URL and height as well to 2 URL, give a margin right, maybe here. Okay, then we have submit, we'll give a width 100%, not 100%, 50. Let's see what else. Background colors, let's give it black. On radius, say 5 pixels. Border, cursor, so if I put the cursor, it should be a pointer. Color is white. And let's say font size, let's give it something like 24. Padding, and let's give padding top. 10 pixels. Now give padding bottom as well. Maybe 10 pixels. Let's see how it goes. Transition, we'll give a transition after clicking. Transform, transition. Let's give a transition of all. Margin top, let's give a margin height of, and let's give it 4 pixels. Font weight, let's give it 700. Feedback, let's say color be black. So font weight be 500. Size be pixels. Border radius, let's say 5 pixels. Line height 24 pixels. Background color, let's give it as transparent. Border, let's give it 2 pixels. Solid and left. Transition and give it to this as well, which is all 8.3 seconds. Then let's give padding 13 pixels. Chin, bottom 15 pixels. Width 100%. Box sizing, let's say border box. Now let's see how it looks. Nice. Now let's align this at center. Where is it? Yeah. Align, item, center. Let's see. Not this. Okay, so I'll create another container for this. Forms. I'll just class name styles dot secondary contain dot secondary container and here align items center. Let's see. Okay, this is not good. Yeah. Let's increase it to 100%. Now this goes to linkedin.com. Yes. This goes to this goes to GitHub and this goes to Stack Overflow. That is nice. Now finally we'll add the last part, which is the copyright part. Let's go back to index.js and just add an export tag here and give it a class name. Utils styles dot gray matter and let's get the ASCII code of not here. Close export. Okay, here I'll give them and slash x24 8 close that. Give us spacing here and Elliot Alderson and let's see how to get let's see what will appear here. Okay, now I'll just go to my skills. Not skills, it's there. What's the gray matter? Copy from here, paste it here, and boom, done. Our application is built. Awesome. Now let's go to the final step. So for use, I'll just push it on my terminal. I'm successfully closing the application now from my dev. Let's do a git status. Okay, we have a lot of files. First of all, let me see if they have added any git remote to this. Git remote -v. Well, there's none. First of all, let me go to GitHub. Okay. Let's create a new Next.js Git portfolio. Sample portfolio. Portfolio website. slide. Now let's just use copy the SSH URL. I'll add git remote add origin, and let's save this. Now if I do git remote minus -d, yes. Let me see what was the branch. It's main. So git add dot git status. Now we have everything added. Git commit minus m. Let's say this as main. What's this sample portfolio application using next using next.js. Here let's push this origin, and it was main. Nice and done. We have pushed our source code here. Now again, let's go to Vercel. I'm gonna tell you how to actually publish your website free of cost. I'm already logged in, so let me just log out of here. So this is something you will see as the starting page. Just go to start deploy, continue with GitHub because you have pushed your application to GitHub. Well, what I can do is I can push my project to GitLab as well. Let's see, it will be easier for me, and I'll have a new let's go and sign into my GitLab. Yes, password. I'll create a new project here. Create a blank project. Alderson. I'll say Elliot. Sample. Portfolio. Next.js. Description. Just this template. Next.js. Portfolio application. Build. Okay. I'll open that. Make it public. Don't initialize it directly. Use the SSH. Go back here. Git add remote, and let's name it GitLab. Paste this. Okay, git remote add. Git remote add git push origin, not origin, sorry, GitLab main. Let's see if this works. Yeah, it's working. There you go. Nice and sweet. I go again and continue with GitLab. Yeah, I authorize it. It's authenticating. There you go. Now here's, it will show you all the applications rather than here. Why is it going to Git? Oh, I use GitLab. There you go. I'll use this import. I'll use a personal account here. I don't know if it's allowed. Okay, I'll name it as Elliot Alderson. Next.js root directory. Yes, if there are any environment variables, you can give it directly here. In case you are adding an SMTP, then just give the variable name and the value that you want. Let's push it. This will deploy your application. It will take some time, probably maybe a minute or so. Let's see the time. It's Elliot Alderson or Vercel app. It's still not done yet. Okay, it's running. Done. It took 13.81, which is almost 14 seconds. Let's refresh this. It will take some time. Deployment started. Let's go to Vercel. There it is. It's ready. Open the link. Yeah. Okay, they have added this. I think so. Someone already took the domain. So, okay, anyway, this is cool. We have our whole template portfolio website ready and it's ready to use. Just change all these things and you have your application ready. That's it.